Hey guys, so today is going to be a little bit of a surprise and a bonus episode because of the holiday. Figured you guys have an extra day off, so why not give you a little bit of a throwback. For all of you new listeners, this is actually one of our highest listened to episodes of all time, featuring Justin L. And this episode is Bourbon and Music. We talk about hip hop, R&B, all forms of music, poetry, spoken word, and just overall the other universal language outside of spirits. It was a lot of fun recording with Justin, and stay tuned to the end of the episode to hear a song from Justin, Elusive Dream. Thanks, guys. Guys, as we discuss kind of the current situation of me and the gym fitness thing and the inspiration, we talked about real quick that there's a song called Ramen and OJ.
What?
I swear to God, Ramen and OJ, I play it before I get on a treadmill.
Okay.
And then when I'm done on the treadmill, because there's a beat per minute thing.
Right.
So it helps me maintain Ramen and OJ, such a weird name.
That sounds like a very
is by Joyner Lucas.
Combination. Yeah. Okay.
By Joyner Lucas. And I use that because there's a melodic like rhythm to it.
Yeah.
So my heart rate doesn't go up. So it helps me maintain that.
Okay.
Or when I'm lifting weights, something like Lydia from Highly Suspect makes me go, I need to push as hard as I fucking can.
Okay.
But
so you have a soundtrack to your workouts. You
yes,
kind of like curate it so that you're good to go and be able to like lift at your best. Okay. I respect that.
There's a weird aspect of my personality where everything I know it works. And when I know it works, I will use it again.
Okay.
And use it again. So Ramen and OJ, which a little bit, hold on, let me see if I can get into it without getting...
Money like I need to breathe. I need some honest and I need to scheme. I need to W by any means.
I like Johnny Lucas. I don't think
Got it, I mean. Tell that little bitch that I'm out of her league. Enough is enough, and I think I'm allergic to suckers. You niggas keep making me sneeze. Them out for blood and I'm making them bleed.
You see how that constant pace?
The flow. Yeah.
All I'm focused on is the beat.
Yeah.
That background noise.
Mm-hmm.
So every beat.
Yeah.
So I focus on that and jog it out.
Yeah.
I don't focus on the lyrics. The lyrics are hot. I'm not mad at it, but it's just boom, 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 boom. So now I'm focused on the just repetitive. Boom, 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 boom. So now I'm not paying attention to the first beat, paying attention to every other beat. So it's boom, 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 boom. Like just it keeps me at a same pace.
Right.
And now it's all I'm paying attention to. My feet have to
keep moving.
But I'm trying to keep up with the pace.
Yeah.
So this song is 3 minutes, 38 seconds. That's my warm up, my jog.
Okay, so it's not something you put on repeat then. It's just that one time to get you started.
If it's a 1 mile jog or something like that, I'll throw it that or something. There's other songs that are part of that the jogging playlist.
Okay.
Yes,
but that's your set off.
That's my set off.
So it's funny you say that. Like going back to DMX, like the intro, It's Dark and Hell is Hot. You know that shit gets me hype. Like that makes me want to like just lift the heaviest weights.
Rough Rider Anthem is on my lift heavy playlist.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, all that to say, guys, we're about to our next question. But I was gonna make another drink of the day, but it is honestly, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. You guys are listening to us really late at night, so Justin's gonna go and grab that Elijah Craig Barrel Proof while I start loading up our next question. But we did kind of have some fun with this. We already did the soundtrack to our life. What album or song stood out in a big pinnacle point in your existence? Now, which artist or group? The reason why I'm going to ask this is because Justin has done music with people before. You can borrow my other glass. Justin has done, that's fine. Justin has made music with people before, but if he had to pick an artist that he had to work with now, you know what? I'll give you this: alive or dead. You can work with whatever artist you want. Who would it be?
Oh man, that's tough.
Artist or group?
Oh man. See, I'm always going to lean towards the creators with this question. So I don't necessarily see an artist and be like, that's the person. I'm looking at the creators. So in my mind, I'm looking at so two different genres.
The people who deserve the Grammy.
The people who deserve the Grammy. So yeah. So it's going to be the creator. So if I'm looking on the R&B side, like I really want to work with Babyface. I think he's a masterful producer and songwriter. Like,
did he write music for Beyonce?
he did. Now, maybe not Beyonce, but everybody else, like the whole world.
Yeah, he did.
You know, Whitney Houston, Tony Braxton. I mean, you name it. He wrote Boyz II Men, Drew Hill. I mean, you name it, bro. He did every record. Babyface would be on the R&B side. Brian McKnight is another one who's like a writer, producer. Like, he would be somebody I would be really wanting to work with. Neo would be another one. I just love the way he creates his and formulates it. Like, his form of songwriting is really unique, and I really respect his craft. He's like an artist with the way he kind of formulates his shit. And I would say Bruno Mars too. Bruno Mars is another one. Like, so these are all like
people. 18 answers.
But that would be on the R&B side. If it's like hip hop, I mean, if I'm thinking like traditional hip hop,
one all genres.
God damn,
you have to put out one thing for them. While you think of that, I'm looking up what artist Babyface has written a song for. Bro,
it's everybody.
It's wrote everybody. A song.
If you look at it, it's everybody.
Wow. TLC he wrote a song for.
Yeah.
He wrote
I mean, you're going to be
Tony
here
Braxton,
for a while.
yeah. Aretha Franklin?
Yeah, everybody.
Babyface wrote for Aretha Franklin?
He's written for everybody, bro. He
wrote for Jay-Z.
He is the Godfather.
He wrote, Jesus, this man should fucking goddamn.
He is the Godfather of everything, bro.
Yeah, but sure so. I don't see Beyonce anywhere here.
Not yet. He's like, nah, not Beyonce.
I'm a dig.
Yeah. Man, I mean, it depends what kind of music I'm trying to make, right? If it's for Justin Lugo
right now.
Man, it's probably between DJ Premier and the RZA, and it would be either one of those as producers, because I want to work for them because I appreciate what they do musically. If it's for like a more mainstream record, I love Timbaland, and I just love him, like what he's been able to do.
Babyface collaborated with Beyonce on Broken Hearted Girl.
There you go.
In 2008.
Yeah.
10 songs you didn't know Babyface wrote for other artists.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Babyface wrote Rock Steady. The fuck?
Bro, he's written everything, bro.
This man, how does he not get as much credit?
He's a god, bro. Like, I'm telling you, like, Babyface is it. So I mean, like, even if it's an artist, like if there's somebody I want to collaborate with, it's gotta be like Nas or Jay. Maybe Method Man.
You're giving me too many answers. You got to pick. Stop being so indecisive.
Now, bro, there's so many artists. I mean, you're talking about all these inspirations.
I'm Your Baby Tonight for Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
He wrote that.
Yeah.
Giving You the Benefit by the Pebbles. My. Johnny Girl.
Johnny Gill. Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's done everything, man. Like when I tell you Babyface,
Pink.
He's the I mean, so it's even an artist like
he wrote Best Thing I Never Had for Beyonce.
Bro.
It was him and like 18 other people.
Yeah, he's Babyface, bro.
So yeah. So once again, Beyonce is not an artist. No. All right, cool.
You're gonna get so much hate from this episode.
All right,
it's gonna be like, oh my gosh, I really like G, but then he's just going
I'm not. These
Beyonce
are straight
slander.
facts. These are straight facts. I looked up the research. He wrote a song for her. You're supposed to support yourself, fun, not me.
Yeah, let me go.
So you can try this. All right. So if I could help an artist make anything, I'm gonna go Haunted Strip Club music.
Really?
I'm either gonna do that or Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. So what's your strip club song? You know, like the number one strip club song is
what?
The Eve and Gwen Stefani joint. Yeah, that's the one. You play that in the
Haunted
strip club.
Haunted Strip Club music. I mean,
they go fucking crazy, bro.
Haunted Strip Club. I mean, The Weeknd.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna make him go back to Finishing Thursday. We're going back to One Rose.
Okay, I'm not mad at
we're taking it back.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
But guys, he's about to try this Elijah Craig barrel proof. Oh my God, he's making a face. He's barrel proof. This is 124 point.
Is that the same bottle I brought you?
This is
same thing.
This is the exact bottle. This is the bottle I opened for your drink.
Jesus. Yeah. That shit's real, man.
So for anyone listening at home who has ever wondered, is G capable of making drinks? This man did not realize.
I did not, bro.
Yeah.
The way you masked that, because that shit is strong as fuck.
That's why when I was like, you're like, oh, this Angel's Envy has a bite. So I was like, there's what? But
ooh,
oh my God, this man sip water in real time and everything.
I did. I mean, if you're trying to get to what your destination is, Elijah Craig barrel proof is going to help get you there very quickly.
I was surprised when you're like, "Oh, this is smooth," and you chugged it.
I did chug that, bro. That you really again, kudos to you, bro. You really mixed that so well. Like I did not really get hit.
Thanks, man.
That. Yeah,
I'm glad that I was able to mask what's about to hurt
that
later
very smoothly. Yeah, and you're gonna feel that very soon. and I did, but I didn't. It was so well arranged. So. Yeah.
He sipped on 2.5 ounces in an old fashioned with. So anyone who wants to make the Elijah Craig barrel proof old fashioned the G way, I take Angostura bitters, some orange bitters, a tablespoon of Demerara sugar, simple syrup that we have at home, and 2.5 ounces of Elijah Craig. Obviously in a mixing glass, swirl that around for like 30 to 45 seconds until everything's a little diluted. Yeah. Let it chill there while you're composing the rest of the drink. Because this is strong. And then
it is.
You pour it over a nice little clear sphere, like sphere, and pour that shit up
That's
and drink.
Good though, bro. That shit is.
Man, Justin's just chugged that shit to the face, and I'm surprised.
Yeah, I wasn't. Because I had the previous experience and it was so smooth. Like I wasn't really expecting it.
Yeah, like this will be fine.
Yeah, yeah. Like ooh, that really.
Yeah, don't hit you in the face.
Yeah, it did.
All right, so we know that we kind of know the artists you want to work with, and this is one thing I think about. We made that connection with music, love, and people around you, and everything like that. And same thing with alcohol and these spirits and everything we try to do is if you have to share a show, one show that you have been to, and you had to bring one loved one, your favorite person in the world, you're bringing them to this one show, and what show would it be and why?
Well, I mean, depends on the loved one, right? Like
no.
The person
that matters the most to you in the world. Period.
Man, that's
tough, right?
That is really hard.
Because obviously you want to bring your significant other
if you bring
to something lovey-dovey.
if I bring them to like the Wu-Tang concert, maybe they're not. That might be a little hardcore for them, right? That's not something they might get into.
They gotta look. At the end of the day, the relationship. There's a certain level of appreciation. I appreciate everything my fiance likes.
Sure.
And she appreciates the things I like.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say I've been to many concerts, but I think that the safest one that I really enjoyed.
I don't want the safest one.
Yeah.
I want one that stood out so much with you that you want to share it with that person.
Well, so it's for me personally.
One that you enjoyed so much that you think, I want to share this with that person, and in this scenario, they will appreciate it at least at its core.
Yeah, well, then it's the first Wu-Tang concert I went to, and it was like 97 Wu-Tang Forever had come out.
Okay, why?
And because it was I bro, at this point I'm such a Wu-Tang fan. Like I'm in depth. Like I just love the thing about Wu-Tang is that you have these 9, actually really 10 if you add Capadonna. You have these 9 rappers that are so distinctly different, and then they have. What's genius about Wu-Tang is they came out with a collective album, Wu-Tang Clan, in '93, and then they released all these solo albums: Method Man, Old Dirty Bastard, Raekwon, GZA, Ghostface, and then they released Wu-Tang Forever. So from '93 to '97, this 4-year time frame, they released like these 5-6 albums that were all classic. They were all felt like Wu-Tang, but they were unique to each individual. On the solo albums, they were unique to those individuals and what their strengths were and what their sound was. So it was so unique in that approach. So I was so fascinated by how different they all sounded different. Because you listen to some groups, like even Big Pun, like Terror Squad and all that, they all sounded similar. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, right. They all sounded similar, except for Big Pun. Big Pun is legendary MC. He's one of my favorite of all time. Shout out to Puerto Rico.
I'm so mad at that.
Yeah,
I'll tell you later. Yeah, it's like I felt so bad.
But I would say for me with Wu-Tang, I was such a big fan that when I went to that first Wu-Tang concert, like in '97, it was like the Wu-Tang Forever concert tour, and I remember audibly saying to my brother who was standing next to me, and we went deep to that. My whole crew went. We were like 20 deep into this, and I just remember like, yo, that's the RZA. The RZA's right there, like he was not far.
Yeah. And
like it was really cool because like he was so connected to the crowd and the energy that he put out, like just coming out, like RZA came out first and then they started playing the song, And they passed him like a blunt, and he like smoked it and passed it back, and then like he got in trouble for that later. I ended up reading and then after it, just like having that experience going through the concert, and then on the end we were like waited outside, and like Raekwon came through, and then he like just gave everybody high fives and all that stuff. So for me, that's my most memorable concert, because you have my favorite group, my first time seeing them live, and then it being such a memorable experience that like that was amazing to me. So like that would be the one that if you want to spend time with Justin Lugo and get to know what makes him really tick, like that was one of my highlights, was that concert. So that would be something I would want to share with a loved one, so that they can see that, regardless of who they were, because I have other ones.
We're not giving you that out because I know you'll give me.
Oh, bro, I have
you're gonna be
6-7 other concerts that would be the one.
We're gonna make you decisive here.
Yeah, but if you're asking me, like that's probably my most memorable, because it was my favorite group at a time when they were probably at their highest in terms of popularity, and to see them live, a group that I've grown to love over years of time, and listening to all their records and really just becoming such a fan. Yeah. Like that was that moment for sure. So that would be mine if I were to pick one.
Good. That's actually not a bad one at all. Yeah. Mine is very telling of who I was. It's the Hard Knock Live tour.
Okay. Damn. I'm jealous. I wish I would have was at the Hard Knock Live tour.
Yeah, I mainly went because that's New York hip hop right then and there.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's New York hip hop, and I got that because of like some school fucking contest. It was like something that was part of like a radio contest.
Bro, that's amazing.
Yeah, I was an academic back in the day, and then I just fucking got dumb. No, all jokes. But you got to see Jay-Z, Method Man, Redman, and people forget that Redman and Method Man were on that one.
Yeah, actually, I have that on my list of concerts that I went to.
It was fucking so good. It was so fucking insane. And obviously, then DMX went into his shit and never was able to go again, and never did go again. Not that he wasn't able to.
Right.
But I think that was one of those tours that really established what hip hop was to me.
It's amazing, bro.
And music was to me. Like Jay-Z. I'm not earlier this conversation when I'm talking about like DMX versus Jay-Z in the initial stages, is that Jay-Z wasn't what was resonating with me.
Right.
But I had an appreciation for who he was.
Yeah.
Red and Meth put a bunch of
their
great
show is the best.
They're so
they're
good.
so fucking good.
They're so good on stage.
They
command presence. They have this presence about them.
They do. Yeah.
And they don't get enough praise when you talk about hip hop greats.
Yeah.
Greats, not grapes.
Yeah. If you see them perform live, you'll never forget them.
Yeah, and even not live, even their movie fucking How High, even shit like just their chemistry for guys who technically were never part of the same group.
Right, they weren't. Yeah.
Like not even technically, exactly weren't part of the same group. Redman's just like on the outside, like, hey, what's up, y'all?
Redman's a Def Squad, and you know, Method Man was with Wu-Tang.
So, and they're just fucking like Rockweiler, all that stuff.
Classic.
Seeing them on stage together, I'm like, Jesus, these guys are good.
They're amazing, bro.
And it was before a huge amount of pyrotechnics. It was before obviously all these crazy LCD screens and all these crazy things going on. So when you have a bunch of motherfuckers on stage just shouting and trying to demand attention, these guys still put on a fantastic show without needing a crowd of hype men. Yeah,
they're just born to perform.
Yep.
And they just have it, and they command the crowd.
And both dudes seem like the type of motherfucker I would want to hang out with.
100%. Yeah.
And I don't, like you said,
that's what's so appealing.
Give them their flowers, because fucking Method Man, I think I would invite to my barbecue. I'll be like, hey,
100%, bro.
Just come through.
I like that. He's top tier.
Yeah. Method and Redman were both like, I remember Redman's MTV Cribs episode.
Bro, classic.
it was great. That wasn't even like necessarily his house. It was his cousin's house.
It was his cousin, yeah.
And he had said, he's like, they called me like, hey, we have this house for you to make. He's like, no. I got a place. Come through. Yeah. And the MTV Cribs people came through like, what the fuck is this?
Bro, that's one of the most best. That's the greatest episode ever.
And they just like said, one person had that brilliant moment, was like, actually, yeah, let's do this. Yeah. Like, this will be fucking great. There's a dude asleep on the couch while they're recording. I thought it was great.
Legendary. Yeah.
But
no, I get that, bro. I am so envious that you got to experience that concert, because DMX, so when you think about artists that I wish I saw in person, DMX is up at the top there.
I made it a point to show up to more than one DMX show.
That's great, bro.
And it was only because obviously it wasn't as big as the other ones.
Sure.
And it wasn't I'm never fucking front row or any of that. I got some cheap shit or like fucking. And one thing about New York City that a lot of people don't give enough credit to, like if you talk to the right people, there's like discounts for students.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of shit for students. There's a bunch of shit like, hey, if you want to exist, like there's a way to get around in New York.
Sure.
Like any motherfucker who's like, oh, it's so expensive to live. You're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Jackass. Don't have a car for $500 a month parking. Just use a subway. You fucking. Moving on. All right, so guys, we are getting tiny bit long, but there's a couple things I want to get on to.
Right.
So on a later episode, we're going to talk about the creative writing thing, but there is something I think is a good industry thing I want to discuss with you.
Yeah. Hit me with it.
Cancel culture.
Okay.
So we see that the separating the artist from the art. So we talk, obviously I made the jokes about pedophilia and Michael Jackson and being able to enjoy Dirty Diana through the weekend, not through him.
Yeah.
Because there was no fucking Neverland Ranch. There was no Epstein Island type of shit for the weekend, at least not that I know of.
Sure.
And you get to enjoy a lot of that art without the artist. Is there a statute of limitations? Like, so we talk about Kanye. We briefly talk about my beautiful nightmare. Twisted Nightmare.
Yeah.
Fantastic. 808 Heartbreak.
Amazing. Yeah.
Underrated. Kanye, for all intents and purposes, was a musical genius.
Absolutely.
And a fucking pioneer of his shit. We have artists on a regular R. Kelly. There was a certain level where R. Kelly was, oh my God, like you, I one wish and all that shit. Like he was just everywhere. Ignition got the remix. Ignition.
R. Kelly has so many bangers, bro.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
it's tough.
Drake with the whole like grooming shit with 11 from Stranger Things. At what point do we say I dead that artist? Or do you feel like, hey, it's art versus artist?
Yeah. That's a hard one for me, bro. I really struggle with that.
And is it because you're so a purist at the music?
Yeah. That's 100% what it is. Because I can see the genius that went into creating the music, the way they went about it, the way they chose to record, the way they wrote it, the way they produced it, all those things that you see that you know how difficult they are. Because, like, you know, I would say, like, your everyday listener, they hear music, they don't know what necessarily goes in the work that goes into making it. So they care about everything. They just don't know that they care about it until they hear it. Like, what is this? This doesn't sound right. Like, this doesn't mix well. This isn't, you know, like, but when you hear like a perfectly orchestrated and, you know, sonically perfect piece of music, like you just fall in love with it. And like, I mean, when you think about that, bro, I know that's what I'm saying. That like this is a tough thing. Like, so someone like R. Kelly is very hard for me. Like to like
pause.
Yeah, but double pause that. But someone like R. Kelly is just like, bro, this guy's a monster, bro.
Yeah,
you know, like
for like all intents and purposes, he's an evil human being.
So when you hear the music, and then you start to think like, bro, is he talking about an 11-year-old here? you know, like on this record. But then you see,
I like that point. I like that point.
Yeah.
Because you start thinking about the influences and what was in that person's mind the whole time.
Right.
We walked by my fiance watching that documentary about Jared from Subway.
Yeah.
Like this man, oh my God, we praised his weight loss. I was like, and you were like, but one of your first things about weight loss was at a school.
Right. But yeah, so no, for sure. Right. But I mean, on a lesser level, right? When you're talking about someone like that, R. Kelly, who built a sound that was so unique to him, wrote all the music, wrote all of the lyrics, did everything that was himself. Same thing with Michael Jackson. I mean, that is something I struggle with. But you know, I guess and maybe it's not fair, but like someone like Diddy, very easy to like, I mean, it's how many people look at Diddy and just like, yeah, I don't believe any of those rumors. I don't think there's anybody that that looks at that as just like, no. Diddy's 100% innocent for all that shit that he said.
But you'll have people in the industry that say like, there's a reason why we don't talk shit about Diddy.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Like 50 Cent said, you never heard me go to a Diddy.
Yeah.
So
well,
is
actually,
there no
50's
truth?
been going pretty hard at
recently.
Diddy. Recently, yeah, like he's been putting him out there. I don't know. Maybe he sees the angle to be able to cancel him.
Well, because of other people went at him already. Yeah. And his cable was not like, hey, someone already opened the door. I'm just being me.
Yeah. So I mean, I think in that, in as much as Diddy did for hip hop, and like, you know, he is a prominent figure. He has a lot of great success in his past history, but like I don't know. I find him to be easier to forget about than
because he wasn't as front lines as
he
like
wasn't as
R.
someone
Kelly.
like Michael Jackson or R. Kelly, who their music resonates so much with me because they were trendsetters. They were different. Their sound.
And they were the focal point of their music.
Yes.
Where Diddy was always the background.
He was the background. He was in the mix of everything. But, I respect his accomplishments, all the artists he put out there. And right? There's like a full sound that's part of our childhood.
But name
right?
3 songs that were Diddy songs that other people were featured in, not other songs where Diddy was featured.
Well, that's he's not an artist.
Exactly.
He is literally somebody who is.
That's how we forget about him.
Yeah. So he's easy. So that's why I say he's easy to forget. Someone like Michael Jackson or R. Kelly. That's hard. That's harder for me as someone who can respect the art for what it is, as opposed to the acts and deeds that they've done in their personal life. So it is hard because I respect the art. So with that said, do I regularly play Michael Jackson or R. Kelly? Certainly Michael Jackson more than R. Kelly, but they're not part of my regular rotation.
What's your favorite Michael Jackson song?
Damn, son. Michael Jackson, you know how many songs, bro?
All right, what name? Give me 3.
Okay. I could give 3. Probably PYT, Pretty Young Thing.
I knew you were gonna pick
I love that record, bro. That record's so amazing.
All right, so Pretty Young Thing's already indicative of who he was into.
Yeah, it could be for sure. And then The Way You Make Me Feel.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, right. That record where that video so iconic.
Oh, that's
to me.
another fucking dirty song.
Yeah, where he's like chasing that girl through the through the video. So I get you.
Has Michael been telling us the whole time the truth that we weren't hearing it?
That record.
You just named 2 songs.
I know, and they're 2 of my favorites.
That literally are Pretty Young Thing.
Yeah.
Are we just not paying enough attention?
It might not. And that might be the case, bro. But I don't know. But there's just something about those records that are just so iconic to me. And just the videos too, right? Because he's Michael Jackson, bro.
American pop musician Michael Jackson faced allegations of child sexual abuse in 1993 and 2003. Additional claims emerged posthumously. People were saying after he died, obviously 13-year-old son, 93, Evan Chandler. So it was well after PYT, so you're in the clear.
Okay, all right.
At least for right now.
Those are earlier records, right?
Yeah.
That's like, that's like the Thriller album and the Bad
That's
album.
exactly what it was.
Yeah,
it was Thriller, released in 1982.
Okay, yeah.
Jesus,
that sounds about right.
Yeah,
yeah. So I mean, he's got so many records. I mean, it's Michael Jackson, bro.
But did we cancel him? Cool. No. Because what? Because it was accused but never proven.
No. I mean, and hearing everything I said, it's hard. It's pretty hard to believe that those allegations are not true against him, right?
But it's easy to
people have come forward.
It's easy to come at someone after he's passed.
He is a. I mean, how much more big can you be as a global figure than Michael Jackson?
But
he is the global figure, right?
But how easy is it to go after someone after they passed? And I'm not.
True.
I'm not excusing anything. I'm not.
No, I agree.
All right, cool. R. Kelly. When do we cut him off?
Yeah, now I think for me personally, R. Kelly's an easier cancel figure than Michael Jackson. I don't know what it is. Maybe because the nostalgia of growing up and hearing Michael Jackson, he was such a predominant figure in the 90s and 80s. And because there's there's so much testimony about, the thing with R. Kelly, like it's so damning that you're just like, okay, yeah, this guy's
and the man went to jail.
Shit. Yeah, and
he was proven guilty,
right? So with Michael, there's still that little bit of
doubt.
That doubt that might be there, but yeah, man, it's hard when these are like your heroes. If you're like heavy into music, you're talking about people that made it to the top of the top. Someone like Michael Jackson, yeah, it's hard to. But it's hard. It's hard to keep that in the back of your mind.
So to your point, it's easier for me to cancel R. Kelly
for sure
because it's proven.
Right.
It's less easy for me to cancel Michael Jackson because allegations still. He can't defend himself posthumously. But there's only so much times you could be called someone who touches little kids without someone wondering, did you touch a little kid?
Yeah.
45 people were coming up and saying you
Yeah.
touched them and you had a Neverland ranch because you just want to be around children.
Yeah.
And talk like this the whole time.
For sure.
And I understand there's some psychological stuff. He was
For sure.
never really
He's
adult, shit
he's
like
a
that.
sad story.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson is a sad story.
Yeah, he fucking, what was it, falling asleep while his parents are fucking above him, and the Jackson 5 exploited for everything they're doing.
Right.
I'm sure there's plenty of psychological trauma, and it's easy to go after someone who is that high up
Right.
because that kind of shock value. There's a lot of aspects to it. So I think that's why, because you're still so unknown.
Right.
Kanye West.
Mm.
When do we cancel him?
Yeah, man. I've pretty much had my fill with Kanye West, to be honest with you.
Do I no longer listen to College Dropout? Because
That's hard. That's hard. So for me, I like his older, like anything new Kanye West, I don't really check for it, to be honest with you. But like stuff, I mean, obviously when his mother passed, that was his undoing. That was like I think his sanity in so many ways. But when I listened to those first, 4 or 5 records, like there's so much good quality music, and even not just his own personal records, but the records he did for so many other artists in that time frame. He was such a refreshing, just the way he saw music, the way he sampled records, the way he produced things, and the way his passion and about making sure like everything there's a lot to admire about his work ethic. And the way his mind works, but in recent years, it's been hard to be a Kanye fan for sure.
Like I'm not gonna listen to Vultures or whatever the new one is.
Yeah, I think that's coming out soon, shortly here.
And I think that, so John and I had this conversation about when you start separating artists from art. If you go to a different medium, maybe you go to movies, Roman Polanski.
Yeah,
like you have these fucking, like the dude who, on a lesser extent, people less know about this, but the guy who made Jeepers Creepers, one of my favorite movies of all time. Find out that the dude is fucking a pedophile and crazy guy, and that's part of the reason why Part 3 was purposely bombed.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, like there's a certain level. It's like, come on, like I don't want to pay you money while you're an evil human being. But I've already bought College Dropout.
Yeah,
I already bought Late Registration.
Yeah.
And at least with someone like Kanye, that might not have been how he felt the whole time.
Right.
Like to your point, his mom passed.
Right.
So do I start thinking this is where I cut this artist off?
Yeah, I know. It's hard, bro.
Because if I still stream College Dropout, it still pays you now.
He's getting those royalties, yeah.
Yeah. So do I just cancel you completely? And it's a weird thing, right? Like, do I stop supporting you now because of the shit you said? I don't agree with what you said. I don't want to be like associated with that. But I feel like, and we talked about it in depth, like if you dig deep enough in almost everyone, if you dig deep enough in my Facebook 10 years ago memory, you're going to find some shit you don't like.
Sure. Yeah.
I might have said some fucking bullshit ass like thing because I thought it was funny at the time and it was socially acceptable at the time to make this joke.
Right.
And now I would get canceled. Is there a certain level of cancel culture that's like gone too far? Blackface isn't right, but Tropic Thunder was hilarious.
Yeah.
It's
interesting how we find those like, oh, that's fine. It's just a movie. Like you pick and choose where.
Ace Ventura was openly anti-trans, at the end scene,
right?
But at that time, that was seen as comedic. Where now, people would be picketing that movie.
Sure. Yeah.
And putting yourself in that perspective, I was like, damn, that's fucked up. But at the time, we were all laughing.
Yeah.
And there's growth.
Yeah.
But like, fuck, when do we stop it? Like, do I no longer fuck with Jim Carrey? No, because that was okay at the time.
Right. Yeah.
That was seen as comedy at the time.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. There's like a lot of fucked up shit. Disney puts stuff in the vault because they know it's racist.
Yeah. No, I know. I agree, man. It is a hard line to kind of follow and monitor and just kind of see where you place yourself. And there's so much complex. It's like, Kanye, he was not this same person back when his mother was alive, right? So he's you've seen in day-to-day view how he's kind of really come down to the person who he is today.
I'm gonna say something mean.
Yeah.
It's still self-accountability.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean that goes with everything, right?
And yes, she was his anchor.
Absolutely.
You're getting to like, even there's a documentary about his come up, and there were moments that she's like, you got to relax.
Yeah. For sure.
She
was his peace of mind.
There were several moments balance. Like, hey, like what the fuck, Kanye?
Yeah.
Like she didn't say it like that. She said it in a loving, adoring, like, you need to. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Right.
And he would come back down to earth.
Right.
And I'm like, and no one else stopped him.
Right. Yeah.
And
well, when you're that talented and that powerful, and you've built such a brand and a name for yourself, when you're gonna have yes people around you always.
Yeah.
So when you lose that, your mother's never gonna be a yes person.
Not once.
Right. So
my mom just yelled at me when I said I have a picture of her that I like.
There you go. There it is. Right. That never ends. Yeah. Right. So when you lose that one person who's a voice of reason and accountability and checking you, and you lose that, and you have everybody else saying you're nothing but a genius and you're a god in this world, that's a recipe for disaster. And that's what we've seen slowly kind of before our eyes in the public domain, which is just really sad. He's another sad story.
There's grief there, and obviously destroyed him and who he was, and kind of led him down a dark path.
And ego. Grief and ego.
Of course.
Right.
You cannot be called a genius. You cannot be called a person who's fucking destroying other artists. You can't be, everything you do is money. You come up with the ugliest shoes in the world, Yeezys, and somehow multi-million-dollar shoe.
Yeah.
Your clothing line is fucking god awful.
Yeah.
Because it's a top tier brand. You marry who's arguably one of the most sought after, like, reality stars, and have children with her.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily fuck with Kim Kardashian, but she is seen as like an icon.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's who you end up with.
Yeah.
Who's stopping you?
Yeah.
From thinking you are all this, but
that's all intentional, because he saw her as a goddess.
Yes.
He's a god, right?
Yes.
So like that,
but
every step he's taken.
And this is where we're gonna get to my last point with him.
Mm-hmm.
You have all this. Are you now who you want to be when you feel no restriction? When there's no one limiting you, and there's no like fear of I will lose my credibility by being my authentic self.
Yeah.
Or is he now who he really is?
Yeah.
And that is what everyone wants to cancel.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean that he has been, or at least for a good amount of time, he is that evil piece of shit?
That person he's become, for sure.
That person he's become is exactly who he wants to be now that he feels like, even if I say this shit, he said it, I can say all this shit, they're not going to drop me.
Mm-hmm.
The fuck?
Yeah.
If the only fear you had of being your genuine self was persecution, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And do we cancel that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people have tried.
They can't.
He's still lingering.
He's dropping an album.
He's dropping a new album, you know. So,
but you personally, would you cancel that?
Me personally, again, I don't check for him. Like, Kanye is not somebody of interest to me. But
an artist in general, if you see someone that evil, but the early renditions of his shit were fantastic. Your favorite artist in the world.
Yeah.
His shit was fantastic, but for like the last 5 years, evil piece of shit.
Yeah.
Do you cancel the history?
That's interesting. I think for me, the music is so nostalgic and is a soundtrack to a time in my life that I will check for. New music and new material from a person that has become somebody that I don't recognize is something I'm not interested in. So even though he's still getting the same fucking clicks by me streaming his old albums, and still getting those royalties, as opposed to me streaming his new stuff, he's still getting. I'm still supporting him in a way by giving him those listens, right? But I think for me, when I think about Dark Twisted Fantasy or Graduation or Late Registration or College Dropout, those records all speak to a moment in time in my life where like he was like a big source of inspiration. He was so unique in his sound and his choices and his sampling and all his like it's just his vision that was very inspiring. So like for me as a creative, that was an inspiration, and that's something I still go back and listen to and have fondness to. So it's hard to those old records I find myself still going back to, but I don't find myself checking for him as an artist anymore because I don't really respect what he represents now.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
And I think there's a certain line, right? Like you have to say, hey, this is as far as I'm willing to push this.
Yeah.
But, and I think, I'm not telling anyone how to, there's no black and white to this. I'm just always interested, especially someone who's been there, because you gave that perspective of I was in music.
Right.
I've seen that work. I've seen that effort. And it's almost like you've been there spilling that blood, that tears, the sweat with those people. So you resonate with that back side of it.
Right.
And hey, you guys see the persona. I saw the effort.
Right.
So you're kind of approaching it from a perspective of like, bro, we were doing the same shit. No, I'm in it with him. I understand.
Yeah.
I'm appreciating the product
Right.
and the work that went into the product.
Yeah.
But us as consumers see that affiliation of the name, the persona, that what you've brought forward. I know Lil Wayne's a fantastic artist. I have no idea how many hours he spent in the studio.
Right. Yeah.
I know the shit he put out.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what I appreciate him for that front side.
Mm-hmm.
It's what you do in the darkness. Like, people will never understand how many hours you worked in the dark to now end up in the spotlight.
No doubt. Yeah.
And like, there's that fucking. So you're seeing it from a different perspective, and that's why I wanted to ask you about it, because I think you bring that. What is it? Don't ask like how the sausage is made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It will ruin the fucking sausage.
It ruins the
I can tell
sausage.
how many people I brought to the studio and it's like, fuck, this is what you got to do. And then it's like, oh, I'm just like, I like the end result. I don't like this. This is fucking tedious.
Oh,
You know,
motherfuckers!
it's like it ruins the experience of music.
Yeah.
They don't see it the same.
Even from this side, from a podcast,
Sure.
people don't understand. Like, even I'm fucking tiny.
Yeah.
Teeny tiny. It's
Yeah.
me. It's a solo endeavor.
Yeah.
It is me by my goddamn self.
Yeah.
And there, people are like, oh, well, does it take that long to like edit episodes? I was like, how long was the episode? Like 5 hours. That's how long it takes.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? I was like, yeah, I don't have the money, energy, like the money and resources and the know-how to go through like an Adobe fucking here, remove all breathing.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
if a motherfucker's just,
I gotta edit all that shit. Yeah.
I have to remove all that. I have to sit
Like,
there.
I got fucking Vader over here, just breathing into the mic
There-
nonstop. And
There's like
that's
sound
not good
clipping
for my-
and things
Sure.
like that, but then I can't account for someone going, hey, and trying to be funny and like speak really low. I can't
Right.
account for that.
Yeah.
I have to go listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the like, at least I don't know the know-how, but all that to say, like, you know how the sausage is made, so you have an appreciation of that artist's effort, where you might kind of give more leeway to the product,
Yeah.
where I don't know that.
Right.
So it's cool to see.
Yeah.
We're going to take a really, really, really quick break. We're going to wrap it up when we get back, but I do want to make sure that, guys, you pay your tribute to our patron, Aurora Fable. So be right back, guys and girls.
Sponsor of Bourbon and Bullshit, Big Bang Boom Collective is Orlando's burlesque and cabaret entertainment group, comprised of Midnight Fables Cabaret, Big Bang Boom Cabaret, and Foxy's Den. Follow us on Instagram at Big Bang Boom Collective, or join our VIP email list for info on upcoming shows by visiting www.bigbangboomcollective.com.
All right, guys and girls, so we are back. We took a quick little break and we talked about our feelings. No, I'm just joking with you. I always talk about my feelings.
Always.
Every single time I tell you how much I appreciate you guys. So we are going to wrap it up with something that I wanted to make sure, well, Justin wanted to make sure we highlighted and talk a little bit about, because there's so many topics about music, and I'm sure we're going to have part 2 to the show and kind of dig a little bit deeper into more stuff. But we enjoyed our Penelope. We enjoyed our Angel's Envy. We even got you guys a little bit of the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof that Justin has now started growing a little bit more hair in his
There
head.
it is. Yeah.
It's
That shit
weird.
ain't
It
easy.
just happened in real time. It's
Yeah.
like fucking old school American Wolf in London.
If I knew 20 years ago that that's all I had to do to keep that hair in my head, I'd be taking shots daily, bro.
Every fucking day, just rub
yeah.
it on your
Be going
forehead.
in.
This is great.
Yeah.
So the pen is my dear. I know that you have a real big fond love with hip hop.
Yeah.
We know we talked quickly about kind of spoken word, and one of the reasons why we've connected is we've discussed that we both are creatives,
Yeah.
regardless of mediums. Like right now, this is part of how I express myself here with the podcast.
Right.
So, but tell us about the connection you have with writing and how that impacted your music. But
Yeah.
guys and girls, there might be a special treat at the end of this, so stay tuned. So Justin, go ahead, buddy. Tell me about this. And what like, was it music first or was it writing first?
So I think it was writing first. I think the writing is where it all kind of stemmed from. Whether it was just like doing little poetry, doing little things. And
was it for you or was it for women?
it was a little bit of both, because I did writing for me personally, and
Because
then
I'm selling writing.
Yeah, because there was definitely writing for women too. Like I want to say like in 2001, I had submitted a poem that was published on poetry.com, and then another poem that they wanted to actually publish into a book, and it was very much like love poetry, right? And of course, they didn't want to give me any royalties or anything. They just wanted me to sign off that I give them permission to use my work, and then they would put it in their book, and they would give me a free copy of the book. Like,
that's what happened to me. Was it the anthology of young poets or some shit like that?
It was something along those lines. I
got published in one of those.
So there was something like that I did. So like there was definitely poetry for love and all that stuff. So that was certainly an aspect of it. But, you know, as I became to, especially with hip hop, right? When you get into hip hop, and like a lot of what hip hop is like braggadocious rhyming and all that stuff, like, you know, making sure you're the best. But then like when you started to write actual songs and, you know, have like a conscious, you know, we talked about artists like Common and all this, like when you have conscious, you know, like lyricism, and you're trying to, you know, also be like very witty, but, you know, speaking to a topic and actually formulating a song is very, very different. And then that just kind of like evolved into spoken word, right? Which was spoken word. And then back in the day, they had like Def Poetry Jams, and they had a bunch of stuff that you would kind of like, you can kind of take a look at and kind of see what other poets were doing. And I didn't realize that poetry slams were such a thing. So until I started to perform locally. So I would go to poetry places like Seminole State College had like poetry nights and little poetry slams.
Seminole State College, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a lot of, and there was like little cafes and pubs that would have open mic night. You can go in there and recite your poetry. So those were things I used to just do just to kind of like, and even like AKA Lounge, even like on hip hop nights, I would go up there and do spoken word because I think they're so closely tied to hip hop that people can relate and appreciate that. And it really, I became obsessed with the details. So like, if there was an event in my life, something that was going on, like I was depressed, or I was having issues with friends, or I was struggling to capture a feeling that I had, it usually translated into a spoken word poem. Then
drink your water, hydrate. You're getting a little froggy there.
Yeah, for sure. So it usually translated into that, right? That was kind of like the line that I would go down to. That was a more comfortable feeling. And that's how I ended up writing a whole song about it, which was kind of seldom, but it usually translated into spoken word. So I know that's something that was like a shared thing, because I know speaking to you that spoken word was kind of something that you had done, and something that was a way that you would kind of express yourself, but maybe not as much as going in front of a stage of people and speaking vocally. Yeah,
I've done it. It's just, so so I've joked about this, right? Mm-hmm. So growing up in the hood, growing up where you are, where I was, there's more often than not getting picked on for being either bright and a book reader, or someone who expressed his feelings. Yeah. As a guy, as a Dominican dude in the hood, like, you're supposed to be a fucking hoodlum. You're supposed to be a thug.
Sure.
Like, if not, you get fucked with. So like, there was a certain level of like, not shame, but it was erred on the side of caution, where you don't necessarily want to express that. So it sucks, because not until like it became something of an accomplishment. Like, that's, I think, where people get pen names, and I took a pen name, which I won't reveal here, but I took on different personas because I wanted to make sure that I could still create and be a creative, as opposed to having to hold it back. Because I felt also like if you don't show that side of you and get it out, you don't feel whole.
Yeah.
And that sounds weird.
It's very cleansing to kind of express yourself in that way and let it out.
Yeah. And it also feels like if I'm not exploring that side of what I'm thinking about or how I'm getting it out, it eats away at you. Mm-hmm. It bugs you. It's like, I have this idea. I want to do it. I want to do it. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to put this pen to paper, or I want to express this medium, or I just fucking do something. And I liked creating. I think, I don't know if it's a God complex that people have, or like, I liked seeing something I wanted, something I had in my head out.
Yeah.
So I didn't always show it until you get older, you get more confident.
Right.
And you just much more like, yeah, fuck it. Like, this is who the fuck I am. Mm-hmm. And then I started seeing it as like a thing. There was a level of, I knew that I could write something that would, for lack of a better term, beat out the better looking guys. That's fucked up. In high school, you see those, like you said, the jock and the popular jocks. Like, all right, cool. Yeah. You're dumb as doorknob. But you're great looking. Yeah. I'll write something for you so your girl likes you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
and I'll write it. And then I realized that being a creative, being expressive, and being comfortable with my words and how I could speak, kind of put me in doors and rooms that I typically wouldn't be in.
Right.
so that creative side of me, transferred into kind of social skills, but just being able to like go in front. Like I remember I took a creative writing class in college, early years, and I wrote a short poem called "Call Me," and it makes it sound like it's a love poem, but it's I'm the side dude, and I'm proud of it.
Oh,
and I said in the poem, I said, yeah, all the things you're complaining about is a boyfriend's problem. I'm not here for that. And that's ultimately the message. And like, so there's like 50, I think I performed in front of like 75 people, and like, I'm reading it. And the point is to get the female perspective, like hype, like, oh my God, this is like, oh, I'm hyped about this. And then when it starts basically checking the girl, so I flip it and it's like, hey, I'm the side dude. Yeah. Whatever issues you thought this was for, I'm not that.
Yeah.
And it's like, it turns into a humbling, like, oh, what the fuck? And then it flips to like the other side. It's like, ah.
Yeah.
And like, I got high-fived by like my professor.
Oh yeah.
So I've performed it, but I think it took a while for that confidence to build.
Yeah, for sure.
And that like, it's like how nerds are cool now.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Absolutely.
And at some point, writing and having that spoken word and being cool and Def Poetry Jam and all those motherfuckers like made it cool.
Yeah.
It was okay to be you.
Yeah.
And it's different perspectives. I spent an uncomfortable amount of time hiding who I was.
Yeah, which is interesting because when you go into those environments, like you say, you go to a spoken word poetry slam, right? And you're going and you're reciting something. Like they're actually so supportive and warm and welcoming of you, right?
But I didn't realize those existed until much later in life.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, remember, like if I want to express myself, which is I need to be a better singer. So when I did chorus in Glee Club, that was cool.
Right.
Because if I wanted to be Frank Reyes or Aventura, perfectly fine. But if I wanted to stand in front of people and talk about my feelings, not as fine.
Yeah.
Do it to a beat, it's okay.
Right, sure, yeah. There's definitely a level of vulnerability when you're up there and it's just you and the microphone and you're just speaking your truth, right?
Yeah,
and
we talked about
vocalizing your words. And,
we talked about rappers are just poets.
Yeah, for sure.
You do it to a hook and tell a dude he ain't shit.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine.
Yeah, exactly. But you turn the beat off and you're just sitting there and it's just you and a crowd in front of you. What does that look like, right? Yeah. So, and especially if you're speaking something that's very personal to you, like how do you get that so that people feel it? But like when people feel it, bro, that's like the best thing. I mean, you know, I can't, you know, you step off the stage from performing something at a spoken word open mic night and you are just like talking with, they come up to you, it's like, wow, that was really powerful, I really appreciate that. Like that's like the best fucking like support you can get and feedback from people that you were moved, that related to the emotion that you were feeling when you wrote it, right? So I just find that super interesting. Yeah.
Like I spent some time helping at a summer camp for teaching creative writing for students and helping kind of like guide that and tapping into that.
Yeah.
And part of it was we did a presentation first. Like I wasn't supposed to get hired. Yeah. I was there to present something. It was part of like, hey, we were brought in from my school. I think I was like 17, 16. And I went there, performed a couple pieces, and I had a bunch of the people like in their mid to late 20s, like, hey, that shit was deep. That shit was good. Like people were praising it, and that's how we ended up getting a summer job.
Okay.
From presenting, and I was like, I wasn't prepared for this. And they're like, no, we need you here. I was like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
So I had that feeling, but then there's that level of like, in that situation, I know how to tap into me.
Right.
I don't know how to tap into you.
Sure.
So now I have to develop a new skill set.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, absolutely.
Where how I can tap into what makes me feel to what makes you feel. And music was one of the big things that I used. Really.
How so?
So I would bring playlists.
Okay.
And I said, have what is it called? Stream of consciousness. So I tell them, hey, this is a writing exercise. I'm gonna play a song for 90 seconds.
Yeah.
Write what you think and what you feel. If it rhymes, cool. If it doesn't, cool. And I'm not going to ask you to, and I don't want you to stop. I'm going to go into the next song in 90-second stream of consciousness. 90-second stream of consciousness. I would play 3 to 4 songs. And I wanted to see what people would get out of it. And I was trying to tell people that it's like, depending on what you want your mindset to be at, you can either be very, very disciplined of like, the music isn't what's moving me, which is fine. Now we find something else that moves you.
Right.
Or, hey, this really changed everything I wrote. Now we know what to tap in. And it was just kind of helping students identify what their muses would be.
Interesting.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize how deep it was
Yeah.
at the
Yeah,
time.
for sure.
When I get older, I was like, oh, I was helping them find their muses.
Right.
Huh, I should get paid more. But we did that, and it worked well.
Is there any particular piece that you wrote that you shared, or that's like deeply personal to you that you shared, that you felt resonated and you felt peace and like a lift off your shoulders after sharing? Like maybe something you wrote that you were really dealing with, and then you vocalized it to a public audience, and then you were just like, you know what I mean?
Yes and no. I'll let you go first because I have a couple, but there's a specific reason, and I hope my fiance has skipped and not listened to this part of it. For the next part. So what about yours first?
Yeah, there's a few pieces that I spoke that I there's one in particular called The Weatherman that I wrote
The one with Nicolas Cage and the bow and arrow?
Nope,
Okay.
definitely not. No Nicolas Cage in that. Yeah. But no, it was something that I had done. Like I had gone through a period in my life, like coming like in college, and I was just really reflecting on like some relationships in my life weren't at the best, like especially with like close friends and things that I had done that I wasn't necessarily proud of, or like I was in a place where I felt like distant from people that I loved, and even from myself, like even like some own like self issues, like that I need to work through. And I found myself like kind of in a darker place, and it was a lot of stuff that had happened right around that time, that was just like one thing after another. And then I remember like kind of being in a dark place, kind of depressed, for the first time in my life, right? And then coming out of that and really wanting to capture that and put that into like a spoken word piece to really kind of like, as I'm coming out of it and I'm still kind of in it, like really capturing the feelings that I felt during that time. That is probably my most personal piece, that one, The Weatherman. But then also like right after that, almost immediately, I wrote another piece called Radio Friendly, and it had to do with friendships, right? Because now I'm like 2 years into college, right? And
Really?
yeah, and I'm realizing just friendships. I had my core friendships with my friends, but some of which I had kind of like put in jeopardy by some of my actions, you know what I mean? And like owning that and facing that. And then just other ones that just weren't quite the same. Cause right now I'm removed from high school, life goes on. There's all these things that are happening. And then I really start to think about friendships as a whole and what that meant to me, and how I can capture the identity of friendship and how important that is to individuals, or at least to me as an individual. And I put that into a poem called Radio Friendly.
And you presented that in front of people?
Yeah. So I did both of these poems I did recite at some spoken word night. I don't know if it was which particular event. It may have been a cafe. It may have been a lounge. It may have been an SCC. Maybe, I don't know. But there was certain times where like I did put it out there, and I found like a great connection with the people. They really resonated with what I was feeling. So that those two pieces are probably two of my more proud ones.
So
what about you?
Mine, so it's a mix. So I think Call Me was great. The reason why, the one that I was talking about, where you with the side dude and you're okay with it. Yeah, it seems like Rosanna probably not paying attention to this. There's a certain level in my existence where I was known as the party guy. I was the fun guy. I had fun, and that's what I wanted to be. I was 100% okay with it.
Right.
But there's that underlying like, is this something in its simplest state? For anyone who's listening, is not going to really, I don't know if you're expecting to get this depth. At its simplest state, the poem is basically shitting on the person who's cheating. At its simplest state is, I am the side dude. You are asking for boyfriend actions from someone you wouldn't make a boyfriend, you should know better.
Right. Yeah.
And the most complex level is, why am I not the boyfriend? Is it a choice? Is it like, it's like at its more complex level, it's like, if you're doing this,
right,
why not leave him?
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, so the poem is layered.
Right.
It's, if you're paying attention at the surface, like, oh, that's a great line. It's a sexy line, blah, blah. And then it turns into like, oh, we're shitting on this girl. That's a very, very surface level thing. At its deepest level, it's, you feel open enough to tell me these things. I'm receptive enough to hear these things,
right,
and understand that you need these things from me. But you are not giving me that title.
Right. Yeah. You're just as I do.
So it's the guy's saying like, no, I have to have that level of, I want to be that, but you didn't make me that.
Right.
We've agreed. There is a social agreement, and you start thinking of the guy from that perspective is okay with it. And I've been in that position where I'm like, that's the party fun dude.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that guy doesn't want a relationship. I can have fun. I can cheat on my man with him, blah, blah, blah. And I've never purposely signed up to be the side.
Yeah.
I've later found out that I am the side, and I was like, oh, I'm here. I'm not a proudest moment, but it's one of those like knowing your value and then establishing that line.
Right.
And it's kind of like the fuck you moment. So you have to hear it twice before you go, wait a minute. He is not flaunting it. He is throwing it back in your face.
Yeah.
And no one knows it at first. Everyone's like, oh, this is a great moment. People want to high five. It's like, yeah, cool. Hear it again.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, like, and then I did a second piece. It's called like Letter to a Father, but it's written in perspective of Lucifer writing back to God.
Oh, interesting.
And the reason why I liked it is because you don't know that's what it is until you get to later on. And it's like saying, hey, I wanted to be like you. I wanted to be exactly what you wanted me to be. You told me to be all these things. You put this fucking image of me, of you, how great you are, and I'm trying to match it. And now that I'm trying to do that, you shun me for it. And it talks about like the whole, like, especially in Hispanic households where like you would never be as good as your parent. Like there's a whole old school Dominican. Juno Diaz writes a really great fucking thing. Fucking, you wrote in a book. It's like Falling in Love with a Halfie, whatever. But he talks about the dynamic of how parents, especially in Dominican households or Hispanic households, never want you to surpass them. There's the like, I will always be alpha thing from the old machismo or old mom for mentality.
Sure.
So like on its surface, it's a parent not wanting the kid to surpass them because that means that I've sunsetted who I am. I am no longer as great as I thought I was, and I can't accept that.
Right.
And where the kid is like, all I'm trying to do is make you proud and be you, but you're shunning me and exiling me and telling me I ain't shit for it.
Yeah.
But it's on a simplest level, it's God. It's Lucifer talking back to God and saying, hey, like, I'm just doing exactly what you did.
Right.
And as my parent, I want you to be proud of me.
Right.
I've seen you as kind of a barometer of like success, and now I'm emulating that. But now you're telling me to get the fuck out,
right? Because
I dared be like you.
Yeah.
And then when you think deeper, it's like that's the whole parent kid situation. It's like I try to be as good as you, and now you're kicking me out.
Yeah.
Or you're telling me you can't. No, fuck that. No, you either play your position or get the fuck out.
Interesting. So have you struggled with sharing that because it's so deeply personal?
No.
Okay.
Because people don't pay attention.
Okay.
It's easy. So and that sounds so fucked up because there's like probably 4 people who listen to this show, 4 or 5 people who listen to the show who are now going to look at that writing and go, holy shit. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Because no one understands that aspect of it. And I think that's what's cool about artists. Like musicians will write what's that song by Goo Goo Dolls? Slide? And it's about like abortion.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Or like people don't know that.
A lot of stuff goes over the head of the listener.
Yeah, and that's on purpose. You write art for you.
Right.
There's something that the listener will get, but that is not for them. It's for you.
Yeah.
And I wrote that second one about the parent thing. And it was not directly about me, but I think that dynamic, seeing it from like my family's perspective is really deep. I wrote it I made like 7 pages.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you put some work in it too.
Well, it was supposed to be an epic. It was supposed to be, it was part of the 3 thing. It's God to their child. Mm-hmm. And it was talking about both man and angels. And then Lucifer to the god saying what the fuck, and then humans just writing back like, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be.
Yeah.
This is a you thing. Why am I involved? And like each one was supposed to be like 7 to 10 pages.
Interesting.
That's how I got to.
Do you ever finish it?
I did.
Okay.
And then it got destroyed in a computer in an old HP computer.
Tragedy.
Yeah. So I think I have maybe 17 pages of it.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be close to 40.
Wow. Yeah, that hurts, bro. Yeah, when you put so much of yourself into something and then you see it go. So it's interesting you say that. Like my process was, and I guess it was just my form of writing. I would write through repetition. So I haven't physically written anything down in years. Anytime I create something, I do it through like
really
kind of the Jay-Z or Lil Wayne way. I guess it's been kind
on
of
your head?
Yes. So and the way it's kind of structured is just through repetition, right? Yeah. I'm thinking of where I want to take the next line, and I just do it. So all of that stuff is like literally, I have so many of verses, spoken words, and things just like in my head. And I don't physically have anything written down, with the exception of some spoken word pieces that I've actually, when I had my publishing company, and there was certain things I wanted to make sure that I copy wrote as my work of art. So there are certain things I sent off that I wrote down and sent off to get copywritten as, my work of art. And a lot of them were my spoken word pieces. Just because there's a lot of thought that went into doing that. And that's probably, that is an aspect of my life that's been missing since I've stopped recording, that I do want to get back to it. But what I find really interesting about what you've been able to create here with this podcast is, every week you're bringing in a different voice that's a friend or someone that you're, you have a deep interest in what they're invested in, and you bring them into this space. You share what you're passionate about, which is your bomb ass mixed drinks, right? And then all these liquor, and then all this whiskey that you really have deep knowledge into, and then you provide a safe place for them to be able to share. And it's a sense of community and friendship. So, which is really dope, man. So, I mean, even everything that we're sharing right now, everything you just shared with me is deeply personal. It's like about things that you wrote that are, unique to you and experiences in your life. So when I say something like radio friendly, and I know we've run long tonight, so like when that poem in particular,
I'm going to send you some of this so you can edit it.
Yeah, it's gonna be some time on my end. But that poem, radio friendly, I think would be something great to share with your audience, because I think it is something that's deeply relatable. So if you give me the opportunity, I'd love to share that with you.
Yes, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go nuts. I will mute me.
Yes, sir. All right. So let's just start off with this piece, which is called Radio Friendly. So it goes, you see, the radio plays a big part in my existence. I wake up every morning, I turn it on and I listen. And I catch up on the news, the daily events, and I've been blessed because my receiver picks up a large amount of friends. And each day we call in and we talk about things of all sorts, like my boy at 99.7, me and him, we talk about sports. Or if I need a good laugh to lighten up my day, my boy at 101.2 always got something funny to say. I tell you, this cat's a real joker, but when I need something slower, my girl at 98.6 always makes me glad I know her, because she smooths me out. She listens and understands. And for a while there, I was really trying to be her man, but you know how things go, circumstance after circumstance. And in the end, I thought it was best to kind of switch up the plans, but ain't no love lost. Maybe we just weren't meant to be. So in the meantime, I met this cutie over at 99.3, and my boys have been telling me that I've been slowly starting to soften, but I must admit I have been tuning into her a little more often. I pick up the phone and call in, and we just start to talking. But like a lot of good things, this young lady comes with the problem, because she sisters with this guy over at 103.5. And at a time, this guy was kind of a close friend of mine. But see, he talk about you from behind. It was a type that'll tell lies. So it didn't come as a surprise when static started to arise. And as many times as I try to tune him in so the static wouldn't interfere, it's like with this cat, you can never get him quite clear. So I tuned out because nobody wants to hear static all the time. Regardless of the ties, static is never good for the mind. So see, I find that it's good to step away from what's on regular rotation. So every now and then I'll switch to see what's playing on the AM. And AM has those stations that don't play a big part in your everyday lives, but every time you tune into them, you always have a good time, you know? It's like you tell yourself, damn, I should really tune in more often, but something always comes around to kind of take your mind off them. And we've all been there. We've all had those moments where we're kind of down and out and really don't want anybody's help. So sometimes I'll turn off the radio and kind of stay to myself and confront myself with my own intervention, have a little self-reflection. Then when I feel the time is right, I reestablish that connection. But see, there's been a couple of times when I've went to check back. Some of these stations went and changed their whole format. It's like, man, you weren't saying that. And man, you weren't playing that. And in the end, it makes you wonder, damn, what happened to this cat? But evolution is essential, like the changing of the seasons. And through the years, I've seen stations change for different reasons. I've seen stations come in and buy out other stations. And before you know it, everything you loved about that station starts changing. I've seen static come in and make everything different. And I've seen stations playing what's not them just so they can fit in. But listen, just because what you play is not appealing to me doesn't mean that someone else is not checking for your frequency. I mean, it's cool to be a top station and have all the friends, but when you're playing what's not you, it just leads to confusion and stops you from being a true friend. And in the end, it's really you who's losing. So next time you tune in, broadcast who you really are inside and be cool, be strong, show love, and take pride. And that's it. That's radio friendly.
Look at me, man. Look at you. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Let me...
Got the snap in the hip. Got the hips are snapping in the background.
That's actually really fucking good. I was trying to do that poetry jam where everyone like snap. I was like, that's actually look at you.
Yeah, man. That's one of my more favorite pieces.
Like I'm not even trying to make light of it. I was trying to, because of who I am. Yeah. But I was like, that's why I kept like trying to look for something, but you kept this. That was really good, man.
Thanks, good.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, and I like the fact that you switch between genres, you switch between the vibe, you switch between like, hey, I was listening to this a little bit more because this is.
Yeah, you know what's interesting about that, because like that's such a broad topic. Like when I was trying to, well, no, just like how do you talk about friendship, right? How do you put that into something that people understand, right? And I just remember, I'll never forget at the time.
You're about to unpack a bunch of shit. Not unpack, but there's a lot of layers, especially as like the male friendship thing too. Like when you and there's like it look. Anyway, I'm not trying to oversimplify a situation. I think that there's a lot of layers to this, depending on demographic, generations, and fucking heritage. Like you can't tell like a homeboy you love him,
right,
without it being a problem until like last fucking 5 years.
Yeah,
you hug your homie. It's like you have to say pause.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of fucking ways of like even, or if you have a close friendship with a female friend, it becomes a problem because it's like, oh, well, one of you's trying to fuck. Yeah. No, I can't just be friends with a human being. Like there's a lot of things, and even then expressing your friendship in general, like really close friends don't always understand how to give and receive love.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
And we can unpack the fucking shit, or like as dudes, men in general, and then his Latino men. It's like where you can't have emotions. Yeah. Other than like when you're trying to get laid. Right. That is when you're a lot real talk. Yeah, that's Mark Anthony could fucking cry all day on fucking on stage because he's singing his heart out to the woman he loves. Yeah. With the moment you're like, hey, I love my dad. It's like, what? Whoa, mijo.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I mean, it's like what you said. Like within the last 5 years, it's become more accepted, right? Yeah. I think there's more. People are more comfortable in saying, like, especially bros to each other, like, yo, like all my boys that I've known for, bro, blessed enough to say like 25 plus years, like we still say, bro, yo, I love you. Like just in recent years, that's been like a common thing, you know what I'm saying? Just because, like, bro, that's not something that you don't see the same guy you saw when you were 15 years old now and you're 40, and they're still a daily contributor to your life, right? Yeah. You know.
And even though some of those things go unsaid, right? Like you know who the fuck your core is, and like if you got married right now, I'm pretty sure the people who are going to be in your wedding party know they are.
Yeah, for sure.
And they know without a doubt that they have your back and you have their back. Yeah. There are some things that don't need to be said, but then there is the innate value in saying it that I don't think always lands with people. Yeah. Like, and even me, I'll fuck with it. I'll fuck around and be like, I love you, bye. Yeah. Like just being funny to make light of it, because people are uncomfortable with.
Yeah. It definitely makes people.
If I stopped and said, no, for real though, I love you. Yeah. That would make things super fucking awkward for someone else. Right. I could sit there and be like, no, I mean that shit. You can fucking you could deal with it on your own.
Yeah.
But to your point, that friendship, how can you say that? How can you speak that?
Yeah.
How can you have that conversation between different dynamics? You grew, you changed. Hey, I used to rock with this. Now I'm rocking with this. Like,
yeah.
And that's still who you are. You're allowed to grow and change. And how do you then tell people also in that, I don't know if you meant it in there too, but you cut out people who you no longer were on the same wavelength with.
Yeah.
Like the same frequency.
Same frequency. Absolutely.
You were no longer on that same frequency. You're not on that same level. It's like, hey, look, man, I used to fuck around with this thug shit or whatever the fuck I was fucking with. Now I'm all over here.
Yeah.
But you stayed over there. Like, I can't do that. Like,
you're bringing all this static or drama into my life. Like, I can't fuck with you anymore.
Yeah. There was like, hey,
yeah.
I'm this station just coming in clearer.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
I've evolved. Yeah. Like, I'm moving beyond that. Yeah.
And that's deeper on like a lot of levels. Like,
for sure.
It's fucked though, because like there are people who refuse to change that station and will deal with the static because they want to make sure they never feel like they left the day ones behind. Meanwhile, if they're not trying to evolve, you will always stay at step one.
Right. Yeah.
Then you're going to be 45, 50 wondering why you're still that dude on step one.
Yeah.
And it's because you never pushed it.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to evolve and change and recognize, even if, whether it's friends or family, right? If this is somebody who's toxic to you, you got to keep it moving, right? And, you still may have love for that person like forever, but like, if there's something that is not beneficial to you and where you're headed and where you're going, like it's just, it doesn't always, it's something that's best left behind.
Yeah. And it sucks because I think that what happens so sadly often is if we are uncomfortable with a situation and all right, cool. I'm direct. I've always been a direct. I try to be as direct as possible, but I'm direct enough that I know who my audience is.
Right.
There are people whose friendship and values I value so much that I will not going to be super direct because I know you can't handle it. I still have to kind of keep kitty gloves on.
Tiptoed around it. Yeah.
It's, hey, you suck.
Yeah.
But I think that there's a certain level of friendships that at some point you outgrow, but you hold on to them because you've been through it with them.
Sure. Yeah.
That frequency, that static stays there. And like you said, AM, PM, AM, FM, all those different times of my day, I might fuck with it, but I keep it there and I'm willing to deal with that static because I feel like as a day one, I owe it to you. There's that trauma, there's that connection, that bond is like, hey, you were in the gutter with me.
Right.
I don't want to forget you.
Yeah.
I don't want to forget you. I don't want to leave you behind. I know you're not good for me, but there's a section of my personality in my life that I've left for you. At what point do I become 100% wholly who I want to be and tell you, hey, man, you're still where you were 20 years ago?
Yeah. Well, I think that goes back to that love, right? Like if you really love somebody, you can be that raw and honest with them.
But can they accept that? We just talked about expressing of love.
Yeah. Well, I think that comes from it because if they know you, who you are at your core, you have such a long time together. They should know that where you're coming at them is not from a place of anger or hate or trying to, you know what I mean? It's from a place of love. So if you can just like, hey, listen, this is what I'm seeing. Do you see this? Can you own that? Right? This is my concerns for you. I love you, bro. I want to see us grow together, but you've been in that same place for this long, or this energy you're giving me is negatively impacting me. I need to make you aware of that. I think it's really important as an individual to be able to create those boundaries and vocalize that, especially to people that you love, right? Yeah. Which I think, going back to your Hispanic roots, like you don't say that, okay, well that's your Theo, but it's really not your Theo, right? But he's like he's clowning me every time I come on over and I'm not feeling right about it, right? So like, well, give him a hug anyway. That's your Theo, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that has changed a little bit, like where you can set boundaries for yourself.
That's right.
It's not what it once was, but that's not to say that it doesn't exist. And I think it's up to the individual to be so self-aware that this person is negatively impacting me, that I can vocalize to them that, hey, and if they can't take it, then you got to be okay with leaving that relationship where it's at.
I have a good example of the dynamic where you talk about where you trust and love somebody.
Yeah.
I have a good friend, Kevin. Even in the simplest things, even in fucking minor critiques, I think we've had conversations more than once. He's like, yeah, well, like I'll give feedback to something we've done as a group or video games or something. Yeah. And he's like, hey, no one really pushes back. And I was like, well, I trust you. He's like, what? And I'm like, listen, man, I don't take any of the shit you say to heart because in my mind, who I am, I trust you and they give you as my best friends. So I don't think a single bit of malice in anything you say.
Right.
So when you tell me something, I take it for how you present it. So if I am quiet or I do not push back, it's because I'm trying to break down of, okay, what did I do to get this feedback?
Right.
Or how I could be, because I've built that level of trust with you. Where there are people that you either because you might not trust them because of that relationship or who you are, whatever circumstances there are, there's a difficulty of accepting that feedback, critique. Hey, this is where we need to be. This is what we're trying to do. And it's, I don't know if it's internal with some people. There's a lot to break down. And it's individual, obviously. This is completely based on who you are and the time and everything. There's a bunch of factors. We can fucking do this for years. But my point is like, it's cool to know that, at least for myself, I can't speak for you. I don't follow you around as often as you might know. Some quiet.
That wasn't you in the bushes this morning?
It was. I want to make sure you're going to be here for the show. But yesterday, whoever was in the bushes, you have a stalker.
I know.
You have to talk about Patricia.
Yeah.
There's no Patricia if anyone's listening. But there's a certain level. It's like, so I know with that friend, whatever critique comes from him, it is. I don't get angry.
Right.
I don't get upset.
Yeah.
It always stings to be told something.
Sure.
But there's a certain level. It's like, all right, cool. They're just trying to help me.
Right. Yeah.
Where there's someone else who can tell me the exact same feedback, but we don't have that trust.
Right. Yeah.
Where I'm like, you can eat several fucking dicks. They just said exactly what so-and-so said.
Yeah.
But because I'm not at that level with them, we can't have that. But same thing with expression. If I tell someone like my best friend, hey man, I love you. You're like a brother to me.
Yeah.
I got you all day. That's all I need to say. And that will speak a Bible's worth of fucking statements.
Yeah.
Where there's someone else where you have to almost like prove it.
Right.
Because that trust isn't there. There's so many dynamics.
For sure.
There's so many dynamics. And when you talk about the depth and when you talk about like moving away and straying away and growing up and changing. And I think that's I think it's really cool that you wrote that because it, once again, writing.
Yeah.
At its simplest level, sounds like, hey, fucking, I just rock with different radio stations.
Yeah. Well, you know what was interesting is just like I just saw that I was growing up. Like I was 2 years into college at the time that I wrote that, and like I said, there was some dynamics in my friendships, even again friends from high school, that I saw distance there, and I was just like, bro, is this what it is? Is this kind of like how friendships go? So it was like, number one, looking in the mirror, taking my ownership for my part and where I may have found myself at that time, right? Number two, understanding that life goes on and that friendships change and evolve over time, and it is what you put into them, right? So how do I express that, right? That was my number one thing, and I'll just never forget. At the time, I was working retail, and I found
fuck retail.
Yeah, fuck retail. I found a radio that I was helping a customer with. That we were sold some radios. And then it just all clicked because I knew I wanted to write about friendship. I just didn't know how to approach that topic. And then because then I think, oh, well, shit. There's like talk radio. There's sports radio. There's alternative music. There's hip hop music. I go to different people for different things. So then it really started to click to me about how I could work that into a poem, right? That makes sense to people, right? This person I go to because they make me laugh. This person I go to because I talk sports with them. This person, I'm really feeling this chick, but the vibes are a little bit weird. Yeah, you would probably be the sports dude, right? You know what I'm saying? But like there's all these friendships and dynamics, and then even like when you talk about AM friends, people that aren't part of your regular rotation that you see regularly, but then you see them and you're just like, yo, I love this dude, bro. Like, why don't I chill with him more often, or why don't I chill with her more often? But then like you spend an evening together, have a great time, but then you don't see them like for 6 months again, but there's still love, right?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
those fucking friends, those maintenance friends.
Yes.
I love.
They're the best, right?
Shout out to low maintenance friends.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So all those AM friends are people that aren't part of the rotation, but they're people that you love deeply and you have great moments with. And then it's no love lost. Like, they know like, hey, I might not check on you every day. You might not check on me every day, but that love is there. Like, and I genuinely appreciate the bond that we have, right? So I just found that kind of in the creative process of writing that was how do you go about explaining something as complex as the friendships and multiple friendships, and and how they maintain throughout the years, and like the static with drama, like, you know, friendships end or people change radio stations being bought out and they're not the person you remember, right? So all this shit. So yeah, you know, I just think like, but friendships are so vital to who we are in our own growth and development, right, as individuals, that you know, I think it's just super important to be mindful of, to value and to invest your time into, whether it's something that's good for you, and if it's something that's bad for you, whether friends or family, to know where to set boundaries so that you're well, you know, going forward.
Yeah, and yeah, this is gonna be fun. You owe me like $5. He brought a bottle. He's brought a bottle. It's fine.
Yeah.
No. We're getting along, obviously, guys, and this is probably where you're listening to this all bonus, but
Yeah.
also understanding that there's only so much of your you can fill into someone's cup. Understanding that there's a certain dynamic where we got to be able to help each other, not help.
Right.
Relationships aren't symbiotic, like in the terms of like, I need something from you. But there's also a certain level of friendships that are draining, relationships that are draining,
sure.
something that is like, if it's something so depleting that you have nothing left of you and you have served so much of being something for somebody else, you are left hollow. That is a problem. Right. And understanding that in that dynamic comes with time too. Yeah. I think I joke about 28 to 30 was the best age of my life. Yeah. Because up until then, I had very extreme dynamics. Between 15 and 20, I was everyone else. And between 21 and 25, I was me.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
In 26, 28 was, I have to figure this out. In 28 and to like 31 was
just thriving.
Is we have to thrive, and we know who we don't want to be. Right. We have an idea of who we want to be. We know the tools. Put it together, you jackass.
I got you.
Yeah, like it was a lot of like there were aspects of my like stages in it, and at some point that coming back to that was, I know that I have a finite amount of resources. I poured all mine into everyone else. Right. Didn't work out. I poured everything into me. It didn't work out. I poured everything into chaos, just sporadically, no plan. Didn't work. Now I know what the fuck I want, what I don't want. And if I'm to where I wanted to level set, fucking this is what we're doing. Yeah. And with those friendships, there are certain friends that fall off because they don't make sense. Right. There's some friends that fucking suddenly become front runners to the best friends because they make sense and they're keeping up and they're doing what you're trying to be at. Right. And to each their own, right? You still need the hood friends. I still fuck with my hood friends. I still fuck with the friends that if I have my friends that are business owners and fucking Fortune 500, like these, not Fortune 500, but these motherfuckers, like, this is real. You're right. And I have corporate level friends. I have all these guys up top, and then I have these motherfuckers that are like from the hood, but I still trust more the hood dudes than I did the corporate dudes. There's a bunch of dynamics there that we could unpack for fucking millennia. Right. But all I have to say is, like, I think that it's cool that you identified and realized that there are certain wavelengths, there are certain frequencies. We're no longer on the same page. This is who I used to be. This is what I want to be. Right. You are no longer what I thought you were. Yeah. And because whatever dynamics, you got bought. Like there's certain dynamics that change. Something changed in that person's life that we are no longer aligned.
Right. Absolutely.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong. You are now someone else. Yeah. I don't know you.
Right.
That's fine. I'm not mad at you.
Yeah.
And I like
I'm
that.
Just not tuning in anymore though.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm not going to be subscribed to that channel.
Right.
Click like and follow.
Yeah.
Which you should with Bourbon and Bullshit.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, I think it's cool. So it's really, I'm glad you shared that piece with us.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Which is again, just the feeling I get from the content you put out, right? Yeah. This is friends, people that you bring into this world. And
or someone who's passionate.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just value that. And I think that's a great thing, man.
Thanks,
Keep up
man.
the good work, bro.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. And like, I know that a lot of people probably tune in, thought bourbon. I'll give you all that. That's fine. We'll talk about that on a later thing. But I think the thing that people forget, and I hate this. I'm going to wrap it up with this. I hate the dynamic that people feel that what whiskey and bourbon is about the liquor. Right. It's not about getting drunk. Yeah. What I enjoy, every bottle I've drank, I don't remember how great it was. Yeah. I don't always remember. Yeah, I can remember if something's trash. What I'm remembering is the situation and when I shared it with, who I shared it with, and what we did. Yeah. I think that people forget that something like this is meant to be shared and have fun with and enjoy and make a night of it and fucking it just tell stories. And I'm not associating all this smell like this tasted like caramel and fucking butterscotch. No, I'm remembering that we told stories about family dynamics, or we made jokes about, to me, because there's a kid and a dog. There's a bunch of random shit that happens
Right.
in every day that you're like, I remember and I associate that night
Yeah.
with that.
Right.
So that's what I try to bring to the table. And I think that it's great to see the passion behind everyone else. Your passion for music, John's passion for like activist type things and running.
Absolutely.
Norby's Norby's kind of funny because he's like all encompassing, but he's dynamic with like content creating and doing all that. Aurora's with her self-expression, all that. In Chef's Table, we have these episodes that speak to the dynamic of who people really love, who they are, and what they're not nerding but passionate about.
Right.
This is not full frontal nerdity for anyone listening. Well, we're bringing those people on, but thanks, man. I'm glad that you appreciate it, and I'm glad you've been enjoying it, even though I yell at you when you are behind.
Yeah, I know you do that a lot.
I think I yell at you all the time.
I'm behind a lot.
To be honest,
I move at my own pace,
yeah.
bro.
Oh, we know that. Well, I know.
Lord knows that. Yeah.
Guys, this man could get a project assigned to him 2 months out, and it's like 48 hours before. He's like, "Hey, what exactly were you looking for?" He's like,
but does it get done though?
You know this is due on Friday, right? It's like, yeah. Can you send me a brief outline of what you expected? I did 2 months ago.
Yeah.
But it gets done. It gets done.
It gets done. Absolutely.
It's fucking nerve-wracking, but it gets done.
Always does. Yeah.
All right, Justin, before we close out, do you have anything to anyone go at home, anywhere they can follow you, any music, anything you want people promoting?
No, I don't have a whole lot of my music out on any platforms at the moment. That is something that, even like this is a step in the direction of like, that is something that's been missing from my life for the last 5 or 6 years that I haven't really kind of tapped into. I still do writing.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. That's still part of who I am.
Where are you posting that at?
I don't really have a whole lot. There was some stuff that I used to post on like Facebook notes and stuff like that. But that's been some years since I've done that.
I mean, you get back on it, homie.
Yeah, bro. I honestly have so much material that I have yet to do. I have a project in mind of some things that I want to put together.
So your goal is, prior to me posting this episode, which you have 2 weeks, is to give me the link to that.
To what?
To wherever you're posting your writing at.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I have some shit there.
I want something new.
Okay. Oh, something new,
or something you haven't put.
Oh yeah. Yet. Oh, bro, I have a ton of material.
Then fucking put it on there. Stop being a hoe about it.
Yeah. I got
selfish.
A bunch of stuff. I'll send you a bunch of shit.
No, don't send me. Send it to the people.
Yeah.
To the whole 285 people who listen to the show.
Yeah. What's up, 285? We love each and every one of you. Thank you. Subscribe to the Patreon. Yeah.
Really do, because this is expensive.
Yes.
You have any idea how fucking my fiance has punched me twice?
Yeah.
But nothing else going
Protect
on?
your face. No, honestly, bro.
Where can people find you on socials?
This was very intentional, coming here and spending time with you and like getting back behind the microphone. Just because I've been out of it for quite a while. And you just get caught up in your everyday lives, and you get away from the things that you're passionate about. So that's something coming into the new year I've been really intentional about, like reconnecting with. So this, when we reached out and spoke about this earlier this year, thanks for helping it come together. But yeah, that was intentional. Like I do want to like start to get back into these things that are really what feeds my soul, right?
Were you surprised when I hit you up 2 weeks ago?
No, not necessarily, because I know you're very intentional about where you're going, what you're doing, and making sure that you're planning things out. Yeah. So, no, I didn't. I mean, we spoke about it, and I figured it would come together relatively soon. So,
yeah, I try to plant that seed so you start thinking.
Yeah, and here we are, and we made it happen.
What's your IG?
I think it's J_lifestyle.
I love how
it's
prepared
LY.
I love how prepared.
It's like honestly, I'm off socials right now. So like every maybe I
what? That's fair. No, you did. You did mention that. Okay. I 100% apologize.
Yeah. So I don't remember what it is off top.
No worries.
But you find if you G follows me, so just if you're that interested,
I'll put that in. I'll put that in the show notes.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, guys. So as always, you can find me at on Instagram, because that's my most active one. The Bourbon _ and _BS, because I can't curse on Instagram without getting yelled at which is weird. I don't know who's yelling. It's a computer. AI should not be yelling at me. I feel like it's
so much.
really awkward.
Yeah, balance that.
You know, so obviously, guys, subscribe to the Patreon. If you want to give us a This Round's on Me, it's a segment where I feature kind of listener stories and anything you might want to share with us. Is email us at thebourbon.bs@gmail.com and subject This Round's on Me. So this way I don't just put you in a spam folder, because it'd be getting a bunch of like, wild. You're a business owner, you should do shut up. But for real, guys, it'll be on the show notes, but make sure that you are liking, subscribing, following, 5-star reviews. It helps the algorithms, and you know how IG and all that is. We'll get the algorithms. For all of you who are hoping for more from the Whiskey Minute, I promise you it's coming. I was dealing with an engagement party. It was dealing with after the holidays, and I have a new job. I swear to God, if you guys just start signing up for the Patreon, I can give up that new job and I can focus on you and Whiskey Minute. But I have like 5 things I'm trying to bang out. I got you all day, guys.
That is.
As always, thanks for always tuning in with us. I love the support. Shouts to everyone. Homes by Richard, one of our sponsors, has been fantastically supporting us. And really, really big ups to everyone who came to my engagement party. This is a personal note. Yeah, you guys made it amazing. Tons of fun. I'm sorry to everyone I did not get to invite. I have the memory of a goldfish, but I have a bunch of material and bottles for the future. So I did not get to use a soundbite, so I'm going to use it now. Snoop Dogg.
Okay.
And one last time from DMX.
You said I wasn't prepared for it.
Yeah. What to do. But guys, as always,
let's get it on.
Oh my God, he said, "Let's get it on," or was that you?
that was DMX.
Oh God damn it, that was weird. All right, guys, take care. Thank you for listening, and be good. Hey guys, today's episode was brought to you by Burn Termite and Pest Control. I first met Joe Byrne on Full Frontal Nerdity Show and decided to give his company a try. They have been the best pest service I've ever had. From flexible scheduling, attention to detail, fair pricing, and everything you love about a small business, I highly recommend Joe Byrne and Byrne Termite and Pest Control. It's a family-owned and operated business with over 30 years of experience in termite and pest. You can reach Byrne Termite and Pest Control at 321-297-7985. Once again, 321-297-7985. And let them know Bourbon and Bullshit sent you. Thanks, guys. See you next time. Oh, you thought I forgot. No, guys, stay tuned for an exclusive clip from Justin and his track called Elusive Dream. Enjoy, guys. Thanks.
Understand or define why she's been taught to haunt, to walking in my mind's eye. And no matter how hard I try, baby, I keep floating on your cloud of divine high. Oops, I think I got ahead of myself, so I'll let my man go and tell it himself. But introduce, it's the kid's sacredness, and without further ado, the story goes like this.
It was just the other night, I was chilling in my ride. When I looked up to the left, I saw this shorty, she was fly. So I said, come on down, and she walked right my way. Beautiful, I must say. She took my breath away. Then we drove around the town. I told her what I was about. I could tell that she was feeling me. I knew that she was down. Then she said, let's hook up. I was like, when can we? Then she said, how about now? So we went home and got down. I laid her down on my bed. Softly kissed, caressed her body. Oh, she's like, oh, she's in love. She's like, oh, give it to me. Then it hit me by surprise. Things I never felt inside. And I knew that she was more to me than just a crazy ride. Didn't know what to say. It was my heart I gave. Never thought we'd today. Till she took my breath away. As I slowly turned my head, I look over to my bed. I don't see her face, I saw nothing. I can't believe she's gone. It was all just a dream. Now my heart left lonely. Not if I go to sleep. So let me go back to when I laid her down on my bed. Softly kissed, caressed her body. Oh, she's
Yes, I'm back again, attacking it, rapping it. It just seems to be a habit when I bless things like the Vatican. Oh, I'm a true MC and I can prove it. You can switch the beat on me, ain't nothing to it. You can have me write about anything and I could do it. True artists like the Woo Killer Bees, I listen to it. Then when I hit a Mickey D's, 2 for 2 it now. Let's get back to the subject at hand. That 8 was an intricate plan to describe who I am. When I got out the car and I looked to the left, Miss had a fat booty, you can ask most steps. So I took her home and I was hugging it, rubbing it, loving it, making it hit degrees higher than where the oven hit. And I awoke like a sweaty ass fiend, and like that flick with Tom C, all I had was a dream. Damn.
When I live in town.